The Secret of the Moonlight, a magical Ramadan story. Once upon a time, in the heart of a deep and enchanting forest, there was a small house where a young boy named Ali lived with his grandmother Zara. Ali loved nature. He would wake up to the songs of birds, breathe in the scent of fresh flowers, and fall asleep listening to the whispers of the wind through the trees. But this Ramadan, something felt different. One evening, as he sat on the porch watching the night sky, he sighed. "Grandmother, everyone gathers for big iftar feasts with their families. But we are alone." Zara smiled warmly, gently stroking Ali's hair. "My dear, sometimes we feel alone, but perhaps there is a hidden blessing waiting for us." Ali didn't quite understand her words, but they stayed in his mind. That night, he couldn't sleep. As he lay in bed staring at the ceiling, he noticed a strange light shimmering deep within the forest. It wasn't just the moonlight, it was something else, something magical. His heart began to race. What could it be? The mysterious light in the forest. The next morning, Ali couldn't stop thinking about the light. As soon as the sun rose, he ran into the forest, following the same direction where he had seen it the night before. Birds chirped around him, and the cool morning breeze carried the scent of blooming flowers. But his eyes were fixed ahead. After some time, he reached a massive walnut tree, standing tall in the middle of a small clearing. Its bark was old and rough, and right at its base, there was a strange glowing mark. As he reached out to touch it, a deep yet gentle voice spoke behind him. "Welcome, Ali!" Ali spun around in surprise. There, standing just a few steps away, was an old man with kind eyes and a long white beard. He wore a robe embroidered with delicate patterns, and a white turban sat gracefully on his head. Who are you? And how do you know my name?" Ali asked, his voice filled with curiosity. The old man chuckled softly. "I am Mustafa Dede, and you, my boy, are someone who seeks the truth, the secret of the moonlight." Mustafa Dede walked closer and placed his hand on the tree. The moment he did, a golden light rose from the bark, glowing softly and filling the air with a warm, peaceful energy. Ali's eyes widened in amazement. "Is this magic?" The old man smiled. "Not magic, my child. This is the light of kindness." Ali tilted his head. "The light of kindness?" Mustafa Dede nodded. During Ramadan, those whose hearts are filled with goodness and generosity can see this light. It is a sign of the blessings that come from doing good. Ali's mind swirled with questions. "So, does that mean I can make this light grow?" The old man's smile deepened. "Of course, but only if your kindness is true." The little fox and the power of kindness. As Ali walked back home, he spotted something moving by the side of the path. He stepped closer and saw a small fox cub, limping and shivering. His heart ached for the little creature. "Oh no, you're hurt!" Without hesitation, he gently picked up the cub and carried it home. Zara carefully wrapped the fox's injured leg and gave it warm milk. Over the next few days, Ali cared for the fox, making sure it was safe and comfortable. Slowly, the little creature grew stronger and began to walk again. But strangely, it didn't want to leave. "I think it has found a home with us," Zara said with a smile. That night, Ali peeked out of his window toward the forest, and there it was again, the mysterious light. But this time, it was even brighter. The gift of Ramadan. As Ramadan days passed, Ali made a promise to do one act of kindness every day. He helped his neighbors carry water. He cleaned an elderly woman's garden. He left seeds for the birds to eat. And each night, when he looked into the forest, the golden light grew stronger. One evening, after iftar, he returned to the walnut tree. There, just like before, stood Mustafa Dede, waiting for him. "Now, do you understand the secret of the light?" the old man asked. Ali nodded, his heart full of warmth. "Yes, kindness is like a light. The more good we do, the brighter it shines." Mustafa Dede smiled proudly. "Exactly, my child. That is why Ramadan is not just about fasting. It is about illuminating the world with kindness and generosity." At that moment, the light from the walnut tree burst into the sky, filling the entire forest with golden warmth. Ali had never felt such peace before. From that day on, he never forgot. Kindness is the true light that guides us all. And maybe, one day, if your heart is pure, you too will see the light of kindness.